Hey guys, welcome back. So I want to do a video today of the best time to raid. Is there a best time to raid? Well, yes, actually there is. There's really good times in the morning. You can get lots and lots of gold at around 7 to 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So pretty much when you wake up, you're going to collect your farms, you're going to have a lot of food already, and you're going to find a lot of really good raids in the morning. And the reason is because people haven't been playing, people haven't been raiding throughout the night. So, there's a lot of loot available out there that's been accumulated. Because you do steal some gold from the taverns. So in the morning is the best time to raid. So if you have a few minutes, make sure you collect your farms, log in, raid in the morning, and you should find 50 to 100,000 gold fairly easy in the morning. On the flip side of that, the worst time of the day to raid is at night. And that's because people have been raiding all throughout the whole day. And, at night you're getting the very bottom of the barrels, the 10,000, the 20,000. If you're lucky, you'll find like a 30 or $40,000 raid. But yes, so mornings are the best time of day to raid, and at night is the worst time of day to raid. So what I like to do is I like to typically store my food up at night, fill my silo all the way to max, go to sleep, and then wake up in the morning, and then I have a full silo and I have full farms ready to raid in the morning when you can find a lot of loot. Right now it is still fairly morning. It is about 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and you can see the first one I pop up is already 46,000, which is a pretty good raid right there. So we'll go ahead and attack this one. And I want to also introduce a new attack strategy that has come to me thanks to the forums, and Godlike pointed it out. It's to start off with 2 cannons, and then after that use the knights. And the reason for the cannons is they have a really long range, and they don't die, and you can use your hero to clear out the first couple troops. So they sit back. You don't have as many knights bunched up for when you take splash damage, or when you take pyromancer damage or froster damage. The cannons are only good actually on certain maps though. I'll show you a map where a cannon formation wouldn't be good at all, and that's because the cannons get stuck. Since they have such a long range, they can attack things that are far in the distance. And so if they have a lone tower, like in the beginning on the left across the road, the cannons will actually attack that, and they'll get stuck there, and they won't move forward and attack the defenses that you want. So I'm going to call my troops back so I can heal up. They are dying a little bit over there. You can see there's 2 frosters up in the top left that I can't do anything about yet. I got to get through the gate there, and I did. Now I can come up and try and help the frost, but I'm going to die, so I have to run back. So what I can do is I can come down over here, and I'm healing on the way too, which is good. But you see those 4 guys right there? They're doing a lot of splash damage and slowing all my troops down. And that's a good base design right there, is having courage over there. So you have your mages and frosters right there, and they'll just start splashing and killing all the troops over there, doing a lot of damage to them. So as you see, we're not going to beat his base. We're able to get two crowns by getting far in his base, and then we touch the gate, we get a couple thousand in gold there. So all in all, he had a fairly good base. If I would have taken out the frosters, I might have been able to do a little bit better. And then the frosters also took out the cannons because they got stuck back there, and they died to the splash damage. So then the other thing I wanted to talk about was, again, you see pull it up, 38,000, fairly good. is your defense. Because in order, as you can see, I have 443,000 gold. I just bought a gold shield about 30 minutes ago to protect my gold, so I can build up to 1.2 million. But the other thing you need to get up to like 400,000, 300,000 is you need to have a fairly good defense. And at the throne room 5 stage, you get the gargoyle towers. And the gargoyle towers have tons and tons of life. You can see this one's a level 2. It has 5,690 life compared to a level 4 bomb tower, which only has 3,430 life, and then compared to a level 6 arrow tower, only has 4,040 life. The arrow tower is also weak to fire, which we can see by going in here, pushing on the arrow tower. You can see it's 300% weak to fire, so it takes a lot of fire damage, and it's also 100% weak to blunt. So that 4,000 life really goes down to nothing when you use the firestorm on it. Oops. So we need to select the arrow tower, put it back there. The bomb tower, same thing. The bomb tower has a weakness, but it's only to blunt. And see, it won't let you pick up a bomb tower that has been upgraded or is upgrading. So this one has a weakness to blunt, which isn't too bad. The gargoyle tower, though, has a weakness to blunt, which isn't too bad because most troops don't use blunt. And then it's also weak to ice, which means nothing because the only ice troop is the Froster, which does like 30 or 40 points of damage. Very, very weak. So even if it does double damage, it only does 80 points of damage, and the thing has 5,000 life. So the gargoyle towers are extremely powerful, and so you can see this is a level 2 one. We'll go over here and we'll see a level 1 one, and it still has almost 5,000 life. And you may be thinking it only does 49 damage or 56 damage, is really weak, but it actually does continuous damage over time, and it also causes your troops to scatter and be on fire. So we'll go back here and place it again. So you really want to get the gargoyle towers as soon as possible. You can pretty much neglect your defense all the way up to Throne Room 5 and then just start building gargoyle towers. They are very expensive though. They do cost 250,000 gold, so you do have to save up a little bit. And then, like I said, in order to protect your gold, you have to have a fairly strong defense. And so, like I said, the big long curvature, this right here, is great for your ranged troops. So you can have Frosters and you can have Pyromancers sit back here and Archers as well, and they'll pick off the troops that are over here. And they'll sit back here because your troops are going to constantly be coming up, and then the opponent's long-range troops are going to sit back here. And in order to attack these guys, they either have to use the Blade Storm or the Sword Rain, excuse me, and they have to be over in this area, or they have to go all the way around. And you can see I put spikes, and you might be wondering why I didn't put like barricade over here. I don't like putting barricades together because if you put a barricade there, when you run up here and you cast the Firestorm spell, you can run, you can touch this. You can also touch this from right here. So you come up here and you touch that, and you touch that, and you touch, and so you get all these buildings with one Firestorm, and you do about 1,000 damage to each of them. So I like to have the buildings separated off to the side so I don't get this barricade touched, the blockade touched. So I'd still be able to touch this, and then these up here with my Firestorm, but I wouldn't be able to hit anything here. There's no spikes, there's no blockades, there's no barricades. And the same thing, you never, ever want to have a setup like this. Never, ever put your barricades like that. And the reason being, is, especially never ever do something like this. This is even worse. Because now you have 3 barricades right there. If I go right here, I can do a Firestorm, and I can touch all 3 of those, plus the spikes. Then I can run down here and touch this one. You never ever want to bunch your barricades up that close. Yes, and you never want to have your things in like that formation, because 2 firestorms, you'll have all 3 of these barricades will be down, and then like the spikes will be dead, this will be dead. So within about 20 seconds, all this stuff will crumble, which is horrible. So you want to separate them a little bit. Like I said, I don't remember exactly how I had them, but we will go and make it up as we go. I think it was like this. So there's a lot of preferences. People like barricades or spikes. Either one is fine. It's up to you which ones you like best. And then the biggest thing to do for defenses is to test your defense. You can go down here, click on your little tent, and you can attack yourself. So you can see how your defense looks. And you can go test defense. And you can set up all your troops, attack yourself, so test defense. So we're going to go ahead and try the new strategy of a couple cannons. So 2 cannons, start the burn there. And then now that I'm using cannons, I have to kill all the little paladins before they can get to the cannons, because the cannons won't target the troops, what I've noticed. So as you can see, the Froster is starting to sit there and attack at range. So I'm going to want to sword rain him. And you see the cannon is shooting all the way up there at the barricade, which is bad because the cannon is now sitting duck for any Frosters or any Pyromancers. So pretty much the cannon is worthless over there. And I died. So you can see that's a fairly decent defense. I wasn't paying that much attention. We can retreat and start again. And I'll give you the whole stat screen of showing you how well you did. So we go retry. We'll do the same thing. We'll bring out 2, and then we'll bring out knights. And so once you get some gargoyle towers, you should be able to have a very strong defense. You probably shouldn't be able to defeat your own defense at this stage of the game. Even if your troops are all the way max leveled, you probably shouldn't be able to defeat yourself, because the gargoyle tower has so much life. It's such a really strong tower. As you can see, all the little guys are going fire damage burned. They're running away. See, we're hoping that these cannons would come, and maybe I can call them and bring them over here, and I can. So hopefully they can just start working on the tower like I want them to, and they did. Because the cannons actually do a really good job against the gargoyle towers. They do double damage because they are blunt. But you can see my hero is almost dead already again, and I have to be way more careful to, not die again. You see, I only have a minute left. I'm going to have to stop and heal shortly, and I won't be able to get through my defense in enough time to get to the gate. And then it died again. So that's what I said. You want to test your defense, and you can resurrect for free here. You can also use your scrolls for free here. So you want to test your defense a lot, and you can also change up your waves. The waves will add different layers to your defense, and that's it. I wanted to talk about that.